Ever wonder what our planet looked like when the very first giants walked the Earth? Today, we're dialing the clock way back over 230 million years ago, to a time that would be totally unrecognizable. This is the Triassic Period, the dawn of the dinosaurs. Let's set the scene. Forget the continents we know today. Back then, almost all the land was mashed together into one massive supercontinent called Pangaea. The climate was mostly hot and dry, with vast deserts in the interior and monsoon seasons along the coasts. It was a tough world, but it was in this challenging environment that a new kind of reptile began to make its mark. These weren't the colossal Tyrannosaurus or the majestic Brachiosaurus you're probably picturing. The first dinosaurs were actually quite small, many no bigger than a large dog. Take a raptor, for example. Its name means dawn plunderer, and it was one of the earliest dinosaurs we know of. Found in what is now Argentina, Eoraptor was a nimble, two-legged carnivore, about 3 feet long. It had sharp teeth and grasping hands, perfect for snatching up smaller reptiles and insects. It was fast, it was agile, and it represented a brand new evolutionary design. Another key player from this early era was Herrerasaurus. Bit larger and more fearsome than Eoraptor, Herrerasaurus could grow up to 20 feet long. It was also a bipedal carnivore, a top predator of its time, hunting other reptiles across the Triassic landscape. These early dinosaurs were successful because they had a key advantage. Their legs were positioned directly beneath their bodies, unlike the sprawling limbs of other reptiles. This allowed for more efficient and faster movement, giving them a serious edge in both hunting and escaping danger. But dinosaurs weren't the only new kids on the block. The Triassic Period was a time of incredible experimentation for life. While the dinosaurs were starting their journey towards world domination, another much quieter revolution was beginning in the shadows. This was the rise of the first mammals. Now, if you were to travel back to the Triassic and look for these early mammals, you'd need to look very closely. They were nothing like the elephants or whales of today. Instead, they were tiny, shrew-like creatures, probably scurrying through the undergrowth at night. Animals like Morganucodon were only a few inches long. They were likely covered in fur to keep warm, and they had specialized teeth incisors, canines, and molars just like us. This was a huge innovation, allowing them to eat a more varied diet, including insects and maybe some plants. Why were they so small and secretive? Simple: survival. The world was ruled by reptiles. During the day, giant crocodile-like phytosaurs patrolled the rivers, and powerful Rhesuchians, which looked like crocodiles on stilts, were the apex land predators. Dinosaurs were the up-and-comers. For a small, furry creature, being active at night was the safest bet. Their small size helped them hide, and their warm-bloodedness, which we infer from their fur and other features, would have allowed them to stay active in the cooler night temperatures when the big, cold-blooded reptiles were sluggish. These first mammals had another secret weapon: their senses. Based on their fossilized skulls, we can tell they had relatively large brains for their body size, with expanded regions for smell and hearing. Imagine a tiny creature in the dark, its whiskers twitching, its nose sniffing the air for the scent of a beetle, its large ears listening for the faintest rustle of a predator. This was the life of our earliest ancestors, a life of caution, cunning, and constant awareness. So you have this incredible dynamic. During the day, the world belonged to the dinosaurs and other large reptiles, evolving, growing, and diversifying. But as the sun set, a different world emerged. The mammals came out, using their keen senses and warm-blooded metabolism to carve out a living right under the noses of the giants. It was a world of two halves: the day of the reptile and the night of the mammal. This period, the late Triassic, was a crucible of evolution. But it all came to a dramatic halt around 201 million years ago. A massive extinction event, likely caused by colossal volcanic eruptions that split Pangaea apart, wiped out many of the dominant reptile groups, like the Rhesuchians. But strangely, both the dinosaurs and the mammals survived. For the dinosaurs, this was the ultimate opportunity. With their main competitors gone, they exploded in diversity and size. The Triassic extinction paved the way for the Jurassic Period, the true age of dinosaurs. The small, nimble predators of the Triassic gave rise to the giants that would dominate the planet for the next 140 million years. And what about our tiny, furry ancestors? They survived too, continuing their secretive nocturnal existence. They remained small, living in the shadow of the dinosaurs, but they were biding their time. They were honing the very traits warm-bloodedness, intelligence, adaptability that would one day allow them to inherit the Earth after the dinosaurs' own dramatic exit. So, the next time you think about dinosaurs, remember it wasn't just about the T-Rex. The story begins much earlier, with smaller, faster creatures who seized an opportunity. And remember that at the same time, in the dark, our own distant relatives were beginning their incredible journey. It's a powerful reminder that even the smallest and most overlooked creatures can be survivors, just waiting for their moment to shine. The stage was set, the players were in place, and the greatest story of life on our planet was just getting started. Thanks so much for journeying back in time with me today. If you enjoyed this deep dive into prehistory, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more adventures into our planet's incredible past. Let me know in the comments which ancient creature you'd like to hear about next. See you in the next video.